Hi there, my name is Reno, and this is going to be a progression and regression assignment for the Applied Movement Mechanics course at NAIT. In this video, I'm going to be talking about and demonstrating Open Kinetic Chain, or OKC, exercises, and Closed Kinetic Chain, or CKC, exercises. In an open kinetic chain exercise, these are exercises where the distal part of the arm or leg is free to move in space and not pushing or pulling against an immovable object or surface. And in the closed kinetic chain exercises, this is where the distal part of the arm or leg is not free to move in space and is pushing or pulling against an immovable surface or object, which causes the body to move instead. So this first exercise is going to be an OKC upper body exercise, the incline dumbbell bench press. And in the second scene, I'm going to be performing an easier modification where I widen the base of support of the legs in addition to the base of support provided by the bench to increase stability. And followed by a harder modification where I remove the base of support of my legs to increase the difficulty of maintaining stability and activation of core and stabilizing muscles to keep me on the bench. This second exercise will be an OKC lower body exercise, the hamstring curl, and performing this standing in the first variation. The easier modification now will be seated. This lowers my center of gravity, increases the base of support since my body is supported by the seat and the cross padding to provide better isolation on just the hamstring muscles. And the second one here is a harder modification, just simply adding weight to increase the resistance. Now into the CKC exercises. This first one will be an upper body, the pull up or chin up. First variation here is just normal with my hands outside of shoulder width. And now with an easier modification, the base of support is narrowed closer to the center of gravity and line of gravity to bring in more of the arm muscles in addition to the back muscles for a greater pulling force against gravity. And lastly, a harder modification here. The base of support is very wide now. That's actually further from the center of gravity and line of gravity, creating some instability and isolating down to mostly back muscle engagement, which makes it more difficult to generate pulling force against gravity. And now this last exercise is a CKC lower body exercise, the squat, performing most common variation here, about shoulder width foot stance, upright position. And the second here is a easier modification with a wider base of support, a slight forward lean in a low bar position, which brings the load closer to my center of gravity, all of which create more stability and force generation. And the last one here, a harder modification with an extremely narrow base of support, a high bar position, causing a lot of instability and difficulty in flexibility to get to at least a parallel depth, and then a lack of force generation out of the bottom position.